There was a time, I believed that to make more money in trading, I had to trade more. More trades meant more opportunities. More opportunities meant more profit. It sounded logical, but that was the sweetest trap the market ever set for me. I used to stay up all night staring at charts. I'd open my laptop the moment I woke up, eyes barely open. I'd enter trades just because it looked like it was about to move. And I thought I was doing the right thing, because I was being hard-working. But the market doesn't reward hard work. It rewards patience. When you first step into trading, it feels just like walking into a casino. Everything is bright, exciting, full of possibilities. You win a few trades. Adrenaline kicks in. You think, I got it. I know how this game works. And that's exactly when you start losing. Not because you're not skilled enough, but because you don't know when to stop. Beginners believe, the more trades, the more money. Professionals know, the fewer trades, the more discipline. And discipline, not effort, creates profit. I used to lose a lot. Not because I didn't have a strategy, but because I didn't know how to wait. Imagine this. You're a hunter. You hold a bow, see the first prey run by, you shoot. Miss. You shoot again. Miss again. Eventually you get tired, your bowstring loosens, and your last arrow has no power left. Trading is the same. If you keep entering trades non-stop, you drain your energy, emotions, and focus. By the time a real opportunity appears, you're too exhausted to recognize it. The market doesn't pay for clicking the mouse all day. It pays for waiting for the right moment. A perfect setup doesn't appear every hour. A clear signal doesn't show up every day. But beginners always want something to do. They force the market to move the way they want. When there's no opportunity, they invent one, out of imagination. And so, they trade. Trade to feel productive. Trade to feel like they're improving. But in reality, they're buying emotions and selling their accounts. Trading isn't like any other job. In most jobs, work more, aux get better, aux earn more. In trading, work more, aux get tired, aux lose more. You're not paid to be busy. You're paid to control yourself. One day, I decided to change. I deleted every messy indicator on my chart. And left only price. I told myself, only enter when all conditions truly align. If not, stay out. And you know what happened? For 2 weeks, no trades, I felt empty, like I was missing opportunities. But then, one day, the setup I'd been waiting 2 weeks for finally appeared. I took it. The price moved perfectly, smooth, steady, confident. And I realized, this is what right feels like. I began to understand. You don't make money from the number of trades, you make it from the quality of your decisions. One good trade can equal a week of random clicking. One good trade doesn't stress you out, it makes you smile. When you trade less, you have more time to observe yourself. You start noticing, when you trade out of fear of missing out. When you trade just to recover losses. When you trade because you're angry at the market. And then, you stop being controlled by your emotions. When you trade less, you start to understand the market. When you trade too much, you only chase it. Good traders don't try to predict every move. They wait until the market speaks clearly. Like a jazz musician. They don't play every beat. They join only when the melody fits. Trading isn't a race. It's a slow journey. The slower, the deeper. The deeper, the clearer. The clearer, the fewer actions. And the fewer actions, the more effective. Remember, every mouse click drains energy. Every open position ties up a part of your mind. When you have 5 trades running, you're no longer controlling the market. You're its hostage. Great traders don't seek to make more. They seek to lose less. Because once you learn to protect yourself, profit comes naturally. Someone once asked me, so, how many trades do you take each week? I said, sometimes 1, sometimes none. He laughed, thinking I was joking. But that's the secret. I don't trade to have trades. I trade when I see clear advantage. If there's no edge, staying out is a position. The market doesn't reward bravery. It rewards patience, discipline, and humility. The fewer impulsive actions you take, the fewer mistakes you'll need to fix. The fewer mistakes you make, the more stable your account becomes. And stability, that's the foundation of lasting profit. Don't forget, you don't have to win every trade, you just need to stay calm enough not to destroy yourself. A great trader doesn't try to beat the market, they simply refuse to let the market pull them into its endless game. Trading is a lesson in silence, in waiting for opportunities to come to you, instead of forcing the market to create them. the less you trade, the more time you have to observe, learn, and evolve. And when you finally realize that the market doesn't need your constant action, that's when you become a true trader. In the end, I discovered something profound. The less you trade, the more you make, isn't just about money. It's about freedom of the mind. When you're no longer driven by charts, no longer burned by FOMO, no longer obsessed with results, you've already won, even without taking a single trade. Trading isn't a game of speed, it's a test of stillness. The quieter you are, the clearer you see. The clearer you see, the more precise you act. And the more precise you act, the less you need to do. Remember, the market will always be there, but opportunities only come to those who know how to wait. If you had to choose between trading more or trading less but better, which one would you pick? Leave your thoughts below.